Subscribe to my channel before we start. I still remember the exact tone she used when she said it. Cold, sharp, and dripping with pure arrogance. We were in the middle of an argument over something small and pointless. I reached out to calm her, just gently placed my hand on her back, and that's when she snapped at me. "You don't even have the right to touch my back." For a second, I just froze. This was the same woman I married 5 years ago. The woman I once couldn't fall asleep without holding close. And now she was looking at me like I was some random intruder who had no business being near her. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just stared at her, took one breath, and said, "You're right." Then I grabbed my jacket and walked out. I drove with no destination in mind. The night swallowed the sound of the tires on the road. Every memory started replaying in my head, the laughter, our first date, our vows. How did everything turn into this? At some point, love had shifted into something bitter and transactional. After she got her promotion, she became distant, more prideful, like she lived above everyone. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was just there, convenient, like a piece of furniture she didn't care about unless she needed something. But that one sentence, "You don't even have the right," that line shattered something inside me. It made me understand that I had already lost her long before she ever said those words out loud. That night, I never went home. I checked into a hotel, shut off my phone, and just sat there in complete silence. No anger, no tears, just a peaceful emptiness. For the first time in years, I didn't feel stuck. I began thinking about how much disrespect I tolerated, how many times she mocked me, how many times she tried reminding me she could do better. I used to think love meant patience, but patience without respect is just slow emotional suicide. Staring at the ceiling, I made a quiet decision inside myself. I'm not fighting for someone who no longer sees me as worthy of touch. In the morning, sunlight came along with clarity. I turned my phone on. 16 missed calls. 5 messages. "Where are you? We need to talk. Please come home." It was ironic. The same woman who said I had no right to even touch her now suddenly wanted to talk. I didn't respond. I wanted her to sit in the silence she created, to wonder where I was, wonder who I was with, wonder if I'd ever return. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can say is nothing. By midday, she came to my office. Her perfect hair was messy, her face pale and tired. "We need to talk," she whispered. I looked right at her, the same woman who made me feel small, and the only thing I saw in her eyes now was regret. "Why now?" I asked. "Last night, you told me I don't even have the right to touch you. So what changed?" Her voice cracked. I didn't mean it. I was angry. I nodded slowly. Anger doesn't create words. Anger just exposes the words you already felt. Tears filed her eyes, but I didn't move. We sat in silence for a long moment. Then she said quietly, "I miss us. I don't want to lose you." I exhaled, calm and steady. "You already lost me. The moment you decided your ego mattered more than this marriage." She tried to take my hand. I pulled away. For 4 years, I had been the one chasing peace. Now she was the one chasing closure. And she felt every ounce of irony that came with that shift. For the first time, she finally experienced what it felt like to be unheard. Later that evening, she returned home and found the closet empty. I had already packed everything earlier that day. I left my wedding ring on the dresser next to a photo of us, one where she was actually smiling, real, genuine joy, long before the distance began. I didn't leave a note. I didn't need to. Sometimes silence says more than words ever could. That night, I turned my phone off again, knowing she was probably crying, calling, begging. But my decision was final. Over the next few days, she tried everything. Texts, voicemails, even showing up at my parents' house. "We can fix this. Please come home." But there's a peace you find after breaking silently for years. And when you finally find that peace, you'll never choose chaos again. I told her calmly, "You didn't just break our marriage. You destroyed the way I saw you. I can forgive you, but I can't unhear what you said." The silence between us after that was heavy, permanent. It was the sound of an ending. Weeks passed. People started asking questions. Friends, coworkers, even her parents. She told them I walked away over nothing. But I knew the truth. It wasn't about one sentence. It was years before it. The disrespect, the indifference, love slowly turning into entitlement. I gave her everything. Loyalty, time, devotion. All I ever asked for in return was basic respect. And when even that was too much for her to give, I finally gave her what she earned. My absence. Months have passed since that night. She still sends long emotional messages sometimes, promising change. But I've already moved on. I feel lighter now. I laugh again. I breathe freely. Sometimes I think about that exact moment, her voice sharp, her words cutting through everything, and I actually smile because that was the night I remembered what I was worth. She said I didn't have the right to touch her back. Maybe she was right, because the only thing I was meant to touch after that was the door handle as I walked out, and that's exactly what I did.